You are listening to the DisruptHER Series. Our world is constantly evolving, and at the forefront of that change are women who dare to disrupt. I'm Jennifer Fields.
And I'm Sydney Robertson. Join us as we bring you an exclusive look into the journeys of visionary female founders and influential corporate leaders.
Get ready for candid conversations, a dose of inspiration, and actionable takeaways from the disruptors themselves. Let's dive in.
Welcome to another episode of the DisruptHER Series. We are honored and privileged to have the beautiful Brigitte Truong, aka BTru, in the house. Welcome, Brigitte.
I'm so excited to be here, ladies. I feel like the third wheel in the best way possible. Thanks for letting me hang out.
Oh my God.
This is gonna be fun.
Well, we're so excited to have you. You have such an impressive resume. So
thank you.
Just going to read this out here.
Okay.
So Brigitte,
Remind me of everything, please.
she solidified herself as a go-to source in Canada for the latest in lifestyle and entertainment as a multimedia host and an electronic press kit and behind-the-scenes producer and forward-thinking digital content creator. She's currently the host of Sister Cities on USA Today and CICC in China, and the executive producer and host of the Homegirl Nation podcast, where she champions stories of resilience and reinvention. Her commitment to amplifying diverse voices extends beyond the screen. Brigitte is also the co-founder of Rally, a one-day inspo fest designed to help teens and educators navigate technology more mindfully and connect with purpose in real life. Wow.
That is a lot.
I'm also a daughter, a wife, a dog mom. No, I'm kidding. Well, I'm not kidding, but that's a lot. Thank you so much for reading that out.
Yeah, well, I mean, you wear multiple hats in your career, but ultimately you are a storyteller. And it sounds like you knew very early on that this was going to be your path.
Really,
And
really,
so
yeah.
What was the pivotal moment that made you decide that this was going to be the career that you're gonna do?
Okay, I actually do remember the moment. I'm glad you brought this up because I haven't revisited this in a long time. But it was, so I went to Wilfrid Laurier University for my undergrad, and I took psychology and communications. I hated it. Like I was just your typical student in school, just trying to get by, just trying to pass, please my parents, and like make the OSAP worthwhile. That's where I was. But I remember this moment when I was sitting in the fishbowl. I don't know if they still have that room. And I was studying whatever I was studying. And I was with my friend at the time, Nick. And I just looked up at him and I was like, I can't do this anymore. And he's like, what? I'm like, I want to go to school for journalism. And he's like, okay. And this was like close to exam time. And he's like, right now? I'm like, I guess I'll finish, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to go into journalism because I want to be in television. Okay. And that was it. I just wrapped
In the
up my
fishbowl, you're just like, here we go.
It was a literal fishbowl. That's what we
Wow.
called it. Yeah. It dawned on me. I was like, we have one life to live here. I'm miserable. I know I'm going to have to pay back this $45,000 that I've borrowed from the government to do what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I just quickly raced through my program, got my degree, and left. And that's when I knew I needed to pursue a career. And it was television broadcast at the time.
Yeah.
Traditional. And then away we went.
How did your family respond to this?
Like Asian parents, that generation did not love it. But I think because I did stick it out and finish my degree, they're like, all right, let's give her a go. Let's give her a try. And it, you know what? I was doing pretty well for the first, I'd say like 8 years of my entertainment media career. And I remember my dad asking me like, is this it? Are you sure you don't want to do something like full time that's safer with pension and benefits? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. Cool. So for the longest time, they were still very confused as to why I chose the route that I did. But I think at this point, they've accepted it.
Well, there must be so much pride seeing you on screen.
I hope so.
Yes.
I should ask them. We never talk about it. I should totally ask them.
Well, speaking of your family, so you were born in Toronto, and your parents immigrated to Canada from Vietnam.
Exactly. Yeah.
So just wondering, how has your early life influenced your view of storytelling and your voice?
That's a great question. I recently have you seen Subway Takes?
No.
Oh, Subway Takes is a really great digital series. It's this guy in New York who just interviews people on the subway, and it's gotten so big that he now interviews a lot of celebrities on the subway, and it's just about their take on something. And one of his recent interviews was, I forget the gentleman's name, but he was like, I think everyone in their life should live 5 years broke, completely broke, understand the struggle that it takes to just get through the day when you have no money in your account. And that's pretty much where I came from. I grew up with an immigrant mother, a refugee father who was a prisoner of war, went through unimaginable hardship, violence, witnessing people, just jump off the boat into the sea because they couldn't withstand whatever they were going through to get from Vietnam to Indonesia at the time. So witnessing that hardship and then just having to start a new life in many different countries with zero money in their account taught me about not just resilience, but the power of storytelling when it comes to connecting all of us. And then also at the root of it, connecting with ourselves.
Right.
So I would say the adversity that I came from really helped me shape my storytelling career.
I feel like you talk a lot about purpose-driven storytelling.
I do, yeah.
So how does that weave into your whole story and created what you have today?
So I've spent a lot of my years working online. You're in tech as well. You're in media. You've really seen it evolve a lot.
Yes.
A lot. And let's say the past 10 years. Having spent a lot of time telling stories on my own channels online and then producing digital content for a lot of networks and brands out there, I came to quickly realize how much noise there was out there. There's a lot of content. There's a lot of people just showing up. And there's a lot of impressionable people out there, especially when it comes to young folks. And so I made it a real effort, especially right after the pandemic, to create content with purpose and to encourage my clients to create content with purpose, because we're just surrounded and inundated by so many opinions and noise these days. Like, don't you find that it's hard to just, I don't know, engage with content that you love? Everything's so fast moving.
Yeah, there's too many options.
There's so many options. There's so many people telling you what to do, what not to do. So how do you kind of stand out and how do you make an impact, right? We talked about this earlier before we went live on this, Sydney. How do you create with intention?
Exactly.
It's such an important place to start.
Yes. And do you feel, on that note, I listened to you being interviewed in other podcasts. You talk about the evolution of you working at, like set jobs and then moving into that freelance space. Do you feel like being in a freelance environment, it allows you to have more personal expression?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Freelancing is it's my jam because you get so much autonomy. I know it's not for everybody though.
Because it goes back to your roots, like how you said, like leading with resiliency, and you seem like someone who is more apt to change, or maybe more just your level of uncertainty it's okay for you, versus someone else who's needs a structure, needs that foundation. I think I remember hearing one of your podcasts where you had like $1,500 in the bank account, and you had and you had to pay the rent. And you're like, I'm gonna live on cereal for the next few months, and that's okay. Like, I guess that's where you balance it out, right? Where it's like freelance, like you said, isn't for everyone. Yeah. But then if the payoff is this intentional, purpose-driven lifestyle where you can own your narrative, own your content.
Yeah. I always think about risk and reward.
Yes.
Right. Like, before you say yes to anything, let's take a beat.
Yes.
We're all, human beings that run on emotion. But before we react, let's take a beat and really think about what is the reward versus the risk. And maybe it's the only child in me too that makes me stubborn to say, no, I'm going to see it through. I'm going to do this freelance stuff. It's hard though. It's super, super hard. So as much as I love the autonomy, and the payoff is always there in terms of if you stick to doing something, even though it's super challenging, there's this level of joy and fulfillment that's hard to replace and replicate, because you earned it, and then you get to take those learnings and apply it to your next endeavor, versus having someone else maybe set parameters for you and tell you which direction to take it. So yes, I would say probably my background, my upbringing, the struggles, the adversity made me realize that, like, you know, what's the worst that can happen,
Right.
kind of thing. And I just usually lean in.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Leaning in is fun. Don't you find look what you're doing. You're leaning into this new endeavor.
It's exhilarating for sure. I think it's that, you know, I mean, Jenny and I have both been in the corporate space for the majority of our career, right? So not to turn the mic back on us, but I think it's actually, that is exactly, it's like your baby, like it's our creation. So whatever you're doing is a reflection of what you're building. It's pretty exciting. It's daunting at times because you don't know what the heck you're doing.
Yeah,
but
totally. But like, I always feel that way.
Yeah.
I always feel like I never know what I'm doing. But then you're like, well,
look what you've created.
yeah.
out of the unnknown, right?
Yeah. And like, you got to give yourself some credit knowing that, like, okay, you've gone through X amount of years in the corporate space, but you figured stuff out along the way too, like working with a team and doing stuff on your own. Like, it's kind of the same, but without, I don't know, a built-in budget or all these resources.
Totally.
Yeah. You learn to get scrappy. And then when you achieve what you achieve, it's just this level of fulfillment that you can't really get anywhere else. It's so fun.
Well, you touched upon how multimedia keeps changing, ever evolving.
It's so fast.
Are
Yeah.
you finding that you're needing to learn like new types of skills to like keep up?
Yes. What a great question. Okay. So one of the latest skills that I feel like I've had to really learn / continue to learn, sales.
In what sense?
Oh, okay. So I have found that my whole career, I've had to sell myself. So, you know, like you walk into a room or you pitch your services, you're kind of selling yourself. I have done a lot of brand ambassadorship on television. I'm selling a brand's product and I'm selling their messaging. But with Rally, our latest digital wellness festival that we launched, we had to get real scrappy. It was just my husband and I, first year. He is very experienced in sales, but I also had to jump in. And it was the most daunting thing for me. I had like anxiety attacks all the time.
Is it because you were selling yourself? Is it just in general the sales?
Because I was selling an idea that I came up with. And I felt like that was
Vulnerable.
Oh my God, it was so...
You're like, what if no one likes it?
That's exactly it.
Right?
Yeah. You can be super confident in yourself, but there's something about selling an idea that's super personal to you.
Yes.
I actually find it easier the other way around.
That's fair.
Yeah, I
Well,
find
are you used to that?
because I'm in sales and my whole life I've been given products to go and sell and market, but then to actually now that we've have Element and it's like very personal having your own business and like the support that you get,
Totally.
it is so meaningful. But then if you get any form of rejection, it really
Yeah.
is very personal.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. I find that when I get a no for telling you about my idea, I'm like, I'm just going to go over there and cry now. Why don't you like me? I'm coming with the best intentions. But like, you don't have time to say that. Yeah. But that is a skill that I feel like for the first time, I really have to hone in or like really nurture.
Well, what made you dive into entrepreneurialism? Like this is a new venture with Rally. Actually, you should tell everyone what Rally is all about. Yeah.
So Rally is a festival of inspiration for the digital generation. I have been freelancing for about 17 years now. And a lot of that time has seen, you know, digital content incorporate in some capacity. So whether it's like I said, producing content for brands and networks, or it's producing content on my own channels, I just recognize how dangerous the space can be if we don't understand how to use it in a healthy way. And so I think we're in a zeitgeist moment right now where there's enough research out there that tells a lot of people, including policymakers, government officials, tech leaders, that youth mental health crisis is at an all-time high. And it's directly related to excessive screen time and social media. And just being in the space, I recognize that I have the capacity to do a little something instead of putting out a documentary, which we see like every 5 years, or starting a not-for-profit organization and delivering resources. I thought, what if I put on a really inspiring festival? And then I sat on the idea for quite some time until my husband walked in with his background in conferences. I was like, let's team up. And this really came from my own mental health struggles with social media use, comparing myself to other people all the time, the numbers, the metrics, and just recognizing that, hey, if I'm an adult and I feel this way and can't put boundaries on myself, young people must be really struggling, and they are. So that's really where Rally, came to be, and we're really excited with where it's going.
Well, I'm a parent, and I totally lean into this initiative, and it's a topic that every day comes up in our home because my kids are quite strict with the access that they get, how often they can use it, and I moderate everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
Online.
Are they teens?
They're 11.
Yeah.
So I guess they're close to being a tween.
Right.
But they have friends who has parents that are a lot more flexible, and it's hard to navigate that because I also don't, I remember when I was a kid, we didn't have cable TV because our family couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
And I never was able to watch Beverly Hills 90210.
Oh my
It was
God.
the hottest show.
Yeah. Peach Pit. What's up? Yeah.
I never knew what was going on. And that was also hard to not be part of
You're
pop
fitting in.
culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't want them to ever feel that way either, but I definitely need to put
It's
limits.
hard as parents.
Yeah, it is hard.
I bet. There's
So Rally's so great
So
for that,
critical.
so that we can all
appreciate
consistently
that.
kind of
Yeah.
follow along the same kind of requirements.
There's no there aren't a lot of regulations out there yet. I'm optimistic that there will be, but because there aren't, we don't have a lot of resources out there to ensure that young people understand boundaries, and self-care when it comes to the internet, and their digital wellness. I just think that it's important for all of us, different generations, to do our best to help foster this generation, because if not, we're still going to continue seeing an increase in their anxiety, in their depression, their lack of sleep, their lack of focus, their social skills just aren't where they need to be. We were so used to connecting with each other after school and playing, versus a phone-based childhood. So I think it's in all of our best interest if we ensure that this next generation learns how to use technology more thoughtfully.
Right.
Yeah. I love how now when they go outside, it's touch grass.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that great? Yeah. I try to remind myself too. I'll be go touch a tree. Be with nature.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I know we had you on stage at our Empower event.
Thanks for doing that.
Back in September, which was, you were incredible. And the theme there was around personal branding. And I thought your words were so impactful. So, BTru, you have your Fangirl Nation podcast, you have Rally, you have your TV shows you're hosting. It's a two-part question.
Yeah.
First being, when you're looking at it as a core brand value for yourself or a core brand identity, do you center all of your different ideations and brands to your BTru brand? And then for someone getting into the space, how would you recommend they start? So is there an anchor place you start and then build off of the core brand? Or do you go with where the passion takes you? And then for someone coming in, where do they start basically?
Yeah. When I think of the topic branding, I oftentimes think that we overthink it. If we've never created a personal brand before, I think that it can be a daunting process, and you can just overthink where to start, and then what to say, what to do, which platforms to use. It just becomes a lot. And I always, when I talk to younger folks who are just starting out, or other women who are looking to build upon their personal brand, I always start from a place of, what do you think that you'll get excited to talk about all the time? Because there's a level of consistency when it comes to branding that we have to be really aware of. And it's not, I'm not saying you need to show up online every single day, but what you represent has to be the same. And so a really strong place to start is, let's talk about your values. What do you value? And it could be anything. It could be, I really value community. I really value self-care. I really value my wellness and fitness. What do you value? And doing that exercise, I know when I did it, it made me feel closer just to who I am. Reminded me what I cared about. And so if you understand what your values are, what your value is, then it's easier to carve out what it is you want to talk about. And it's important to I think, prioritize what you get excited to talk about, because you got to do it all the time in order to have a brand. Otherwise, people won't know you as anything. And that's really essentially what it is, right? What do you want other people to see you as? What do you want to represent?
Otherwise, you could lose sight of the path, right? People are like, what are they really representing, or what is their vision?
What is their vision? Yeah,
Right.
yeah. What am I sinking my teeth into when I
Right.
think about Sydney and Jennifer?
Right.
Like, how am I going to align myself with what they're talking about? Well, I need to know what they talk about all the time.
You know, it's funny though. Like I forget which podcast I was listening to where they were talking. I think it actually might have been Call Her Daddy. It was one of the bigger ones, and I remember them saying like when they first started posting, like sort of their podcast, or like first started posting on. It was Jessica Zweig, who wrote the book called B, and she wrote this whole book on personal branding, and she was talking about her first post on Instagram, and like Gary Vee, like all these big iconic brands. And if they look back to their first post, they're kind of like aghast. They're like, oh my God. Like, do you see it as being like an evolution, i.e. like, we're not polished when we start off, but do you think that's part of our brand? Even if it is like, I mean, Jenny and I, for example, we look back 500 episodes from now, are we going to be like, oh my gosh, like we didn't know how to do X, Y, and Z? Like, but is that more authentic in that sense than
100%? Yeah. And I don't think you're doing something right unless you don't you should look back at where you started and cringe a little. Because you need to learn. I'd be surprised if anyone started out in anything and killed it.
Right.
Like, how often does that happen? You got to take away learnings, right? And I think a lot of us just overthink a lot of things, but when it comes to like that personal branding, really overthinking because you want to be perfect.
Yeah.
But as you know, you just don't know unless you start.
Gotta start somewhere, I
You gotta
guess,
start.
right?
You gotta.
It's hard though. It is like
Yeah.
Jenny and I talk about this a lot, right? Because we are in our jobs, like we are very, we have a high rigor for our performance and like how we present ourselves to the world in our corporate jobs. And so we built this mechanism, right, for the past 20 plus years of like, you have to be polished and on and know your shit. And you don't want to look like a fool. And like, you're like competing against all these other people to get all these ad dollars. Right. So we've kind of ingrained that in our identity as being like, well, no, of course we have to have things. We have to nail everything. Right. So
But that's impossible.
It's
You can't be
impossible.
perfect. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, I was just thinking, like, you have a very public facing like career. Like you're always out. And so like I get extreme performance anxiety, even just like the little times I have to go on stage or like when I feel like some more intense moments where I have to show up. How do you manage those moments like that? That's incredibly stressful. I like me thinking about it for you.
Well, I mean, I love gummies. Hey. I could never have a gummy before stage, though. I would be like, but no, I have anxiety too, all the time. But you like, I don't think it's like a fair question for me to answer because I've been doing the forward-facing, public-facing stuff for so long with work.
Yeah.
So it's just getting used to it, right? Just like
Yeah.
sales. You're so much more comfortable presenting your idea to a complete stranger than I would be.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the more you do it, the more comfortable you
It's
feel.
like a muscle. Because I know you said you're
It's
like
a
an
muscle.
extroverted introvert, right?
Yes.
I think on one of your podcasts. Or is it,
I'm definitely like when I'm not doing this stuff, I'm at home, I'm boring, like I just
Fritz
want a
coffee
movie.
with your hubby and your dog, right? Isn't
Yes,
your
that's all I
thing?
want. I'm like, yeah, what do you call that?
First coffee.
What do you call that?
I don't know. Just an awesome Saturday morning. I don't know. Like that's like my dream.
Every morning I want that.
But what's that called then? When you're like, if you had it your way, you'd be like cozy at home with the hubby and the doggy. But then you also love this life where obviously you're a public figure, like you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just balance. That's how
Yeah.
I define balance, is having both of those, like prioritizing both of those lives. Just going back to what you were saying about, like feeling like you have to be polished and your best all the time. I'd like to just encourage us to think about the people we love, the brands that we love.
Yeah.
Are they perfect and polished? Like who do you listen to, or who do you kind of follow?
I like Call Her Daddy. I like Diary of a CEO. I really enjoyed your podcast.
Oh, I
recently.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
But like a lot of times I gravitate towards people who are kind of superhuman. Like you see the messy, they tell you they don't know, they stumble on their words. They tell me they're I don't know, doing
They're being
stoner
vulnerable.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, but seriously,
Yeah.
not to like make a Brene Brown moment out of this, but like it's true, right? I mean, that's like people connect more,
People connect more to
right?
humans.
They're like,
Yeah.
oh, you're human. You're not perfect. You're gonna have these moments where you're gonna fuck up or you're gonna do whatever, right? And it's just
Exactly.
like just going with the flow. But when you're in it, it's so hard.
So hard.
No,
Yeah.
I know. It's. I think this AI-driven world of ours that we're already in are encouraging people more and more so to lean into like human aspects of life and conversations and all that. So
It's so interesting. Yeah, we did a conference back in May, and it was on AI and leadership. And one of the
AI
main
leadership?
AI, it was super cool. Yeah,
interesting.
It was another Empower Her event. It was actually amazing.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. Like a lot of conversations came out of it that I was surprised about. But one of the main ones was we had a lot of leaders in media that were there, and we were asking them how they're hiring for teams now, right? And really, they're leaning because now a lot of those tasks or things that people do that are more automatic can be taken care of by AI. They're hiring for the people that have the higher EQ and have more of that human connectivity, those skill sets that really set them apart from anything that can be just process driven.
Yeah.
So that's really what I think it's, to your point, I think it's true. It can allow us to be more human again because we're not caught up in the numbers, the data, all the things. It's all been taken care of for us.
Yeah.
So let's lean into our human aspect.
do you feel encouraged to be a bit more human and flawed, doing your own thing on the side?
Like this?
Yeah, like this is new, I know, but
I mean, talk to us a year from now.
Okay,
we're
totally
like,
fair.
We're like in it right now. Like
Yeah,
we're
yeah, yeah.
definitely like in the very like this is early stages for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're exhilarated by it. I mean,
Yeah.
there's highs and lows for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You can't help but be critical.
of course, because you care.
And yeah, and you just want to keep getting better and
Yeah.
better.
One of the things I found super interesting in this new sales journey of mine with Rally is that, okay, so I knew going into these sales meetings that executives were going to buy into my husband and I because we had no proof of concept. This is a first year event. We had to really sell the vision and then sell us. And I understood that. The amount of times in meetings, they would ask us these questions. We would have to say, we don't know. We don't know. Let me get back to you. And I had no qualms doing that just because I was new in all this. But it worked in our favor. And I thought that was really interesting because, yeah, coming from television too, you have to be polished, which I always really disliked. But you have to be just perfect or appear to be perfect. But I was really taken aback by how successful we were by just being us. And that's,
They lean into your vision. They're just like, okay, you know what? They have this great idea. They don't have the numbers to back.
passionate
They
about
got
it,
the passion.
and I think it's refreshing maybe to meet startup founders or, these new leaders who don't pretend to have it all together. They have the vision together. But I think the trust came from us going, we don't know, but this is what we're going to do to find out. Or this is what we're going to do to prove it to you. And then you just follow through. But yeah, there's something about, I think that's really exciting right now. Us being allowed to be flawed humans. Special. I'm into it.
So, I mean, now you've had this first year of Rally, you're still building your podcast, everything else. I mean, for you, like, what is next? Like, what is your future at BTru?
Oh, I appreciate you for asking. I don't know. Like, Rally is such a priority. We just wrapped the first year on October 21st. We're taking a little break right now, but we're already talking about what we want to do for 2026. And tech is not going anywhere. There's always going to be a lot of new discussions, challenges for everyone to tackle. And there's always going to be young people who are struggling with it. So we know that Rally's not going to go anywhere. Our efforts are not going to change. But so that's the priority, is just how do we build on what we've done and how do we reach more people and bring together a bigger network.
And your event was in Toronto. Are you looking to scale it to other cities in Canada?
Yeah, we really want to take away this year's learnings and continue making Rally in Toronto as great as it can be. This will be home base. but the goal is to expand across Canada and not to the point where it becomes too big. It's an honor that a lot of people have compared us to We Day, but I don't know if you ever went to We Day.
did.
No.
It was such a beast, hey.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yes. A lot of
incredible.
tears, a lot of emotion, but it was, it took over the Scotiabank Arena.
Yeah. Just, I
It was
mean,
packed.
so special.
Yeah.
People looked forward to it. You can't replicate that energy. It was just really wonderful before it went sideways. But we don't know if we want to make it as big as that.
Okay.
And lose sight of what it is and who we're speaking to. We really want to make sure that we connect with students as much as we can. So that's the priority. And there's just so many other things we want to do with Rally. It could be a production company one day and where we produce young adult content with and team up with other networks. It would be amazing to do it with like a Nickelodeon or a Netflix or a Prime. But this is my storytelling brain. How do we, you know?
Well, we met someone from Nickelodeon at our event last week, so we can put you in touch with her.
I love that Nickelodeon is still around. Like, what a
know.
tried, tested, and true brand.
Right?
I was thinking about how earlier we were just talking about how news is not available on social media
In Canada.
in Canada.
Isn't it
Was that something
ridiculous?
that you had talked about at all at Rally, or is something you're going to bring forward?
Yeah, at Rally, we had the amazing Anne Gaviola, who's the senior digital broadcast journalist at Global News. And she did a session on how to spot fake news, which was so valuable and awesome. But that's just a 5-minute session on stage. We'd love to do more around it. But if you guys have any connections to government, we need to fix this. I understand why they decided to pull news from social media platforms. Like, journalistic integrity is really important. Journalists need to get paid, for the work that they do. But I think more and more it's just become more of a detriment to our journalism industry and people everywhere, including young people, and how they receive real news.
Yeah. I do think, though, that the ideas that you have of expanding and being loud and getting your voice out there is going to be the advocacy needed for that change.
Okay, it's all on me.
Yes, it is all
Pressure's on you guys.
It's power to the community. I mean,
Yes,
listen, you're in the
totally.
right space. I mean, we all rallied, not pardon the pun, but we rally together. I mean, that's Judd and I, when we helped build the Empower Her community, that was a big thing for us was, there's a need state for it, right? Like there was a demand and it's very evident because of how much it's grown over the past few years. I think for you as well, like as you start to see your rally community grow, you're gonna have more and more connections and doors open to you once they see what you're trying to accomplish, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
It's
Like,
an evolution for sure.
I mean, we just met and I feel like I've known you for a while. I really do. You ladies are so wonderful and just so brilliant. But when we first met at the Empower Her event, it was like I walked into a community that I had been part of already. It was super warm. It was so inviting. Mega houses under one roof. Like, it was just extraordinary. And seeing that, like, I do believe that. It's the consistency in how you show up, what you represent, what you believe in, what you value. And you just don't know the type of opportunities and people that'll come along for the ride.
It's so true.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And
How
now we've
about you?
expanded it beyond Empower Her with our DisruptHER Series
Yes.
as well. And we're just trying to do more than just media and branch out into other industries as well.
And I think also like a lot of the skills that you offer, I mean, they can translate into any kind of career. That's a thing, right? When you're anchoring in, purpose-driven brand ideation or who you are, that can be anyone, anything, right? Whether you work for a corporate entity or whether you have your own gig or whatever it is. I think it's just like your name is like to be true to yourself. That's it, right?
And like, not to be cheesy about it, but
it's
like,
true.
it's true. Like
Yeah.
I was an only child growing up, picked on like you wouldn't believe, and just went through the whole like awkward teenage years, like super insecure. And it wasn't until somebody brought up, oh, hey, your initials are BTru, where I felt empowered. Yeah.
Oh my God,
to,
really?
To just be myself. And this was right after a 7-year relationship I was in as a kid. So it was all I knew. We had a house, we had a dog. I got laid off for the first time. So it was this like identity crisis. So when someone brought that up to me, that was the start of my brand. Because I just, without intentionally branding, I looked at it as like, oh my God, this is a sign from the universe. I gotta lean into who I am and what's right for me. And that's when I was like, get out of my way. I'm empowered. And then that's how like the brand started in a sense. But sometimes your brand can start like without you even trying to create it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why
It's
I
the
went
best
there.
way, right? Just a natural evolution, right?
That's it. And being mindful of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about some quick rapid fire questions?
Oh, okay. I got to sit up for this.
She's
okay.
ready.
First one I think will be easy for you.
Okay, hit me.
Who is inspiring you right now, personally or
now?
professionally?
Oh, right now, who is inspiring me? Okay, right now, I haven't thought about this like intentionally, but who's inspiring me right now is Amber Mack.
Oh,
Do you know
yes.
Amber?
Yeah, she's the OG tech lady.
Her so much. She's also one of the kindest, most generous human beings you'll just ever meet. And I had the privilege of meeting Amber when I first moved to Toronto, like a little over 10 years ago. And we met at an event called Next Media. It's no longer around. And she was obviously, doing a session on stage. I'm like, who is this badass bitch? And then I got to learn about her, become friends with her. She was on our advisory board with Rally. She spoke at Rally. She just empowers me. She empowers me every day to show up as myself, to do the work consistently because it matters, not caring about the numbers or the opinions of others, who's going to hire me next, none of that. And then constantly show up as the most kind human being ever. Like she's just literally the epitome of the perfect leader, in my opinion.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
She's amazing.
Very
She's-
well recognized.
Yes. I remember back in the Yahoo days, she came in for
know.
some like Intel launch or something. And I was like, I felt like I was like fangirling.
Yeah.
Oh, this Amber Mack. All
This
the men,
tracks.
they were like, Amber Mack's in the house because she's such a hottie too.
She was actually a model for Jacob for a bit too, I think.
No way.
I remember
oh
seeing
my
her in
God,
ads.
Jacob. Remember Jacob?
Jacob.
Oh, they had great
That was
cardigans.
my favorite. Oh,
They did.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I have to ask her about that.
Yeah, I think it was her, unless she's a doppelganger. I'm pretty sure it was her.
Oh, and speaking of, we were also talking about supportive partners. Her husband, Chris, first of all, one of the funniest guys you'll ever meet, but the most supportive partner in life and business. And like just on this note, I was actually having a conversation about, supportive partners the other day. And I was saying like, I never wanted to have a husband, children, family. It was just all about a career. That was like my thing, my jam. And then obviously my husband came along and that changed everything. But I have never felt more independent and empowered to be myself than I have with him. So for, like young women out there who are thinking it's important for me to be independent. It's important for me to have my own voice and all that. Just know that you can feel all those things and have all those things with the right person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Sorry. I just wanted to slide that in there.
No,
Yeah, no,
it's
I love
great.
it.
Okay, I'll ask you. Obviously, we like our respective podcasts. Do you have any other podcast recommendations that would inspire us?
I love the Pivot podcast.
Oh,
Me too. Did you see the live?
Yes.
You were
Did
there?
you?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it was
listened to
so
the live one
good.
today on my drive-in.
Oh, you were actually at
We were, yeah, on
there.
Saturday.
I wanted to
They were
go.
sold out.
Well, it was so good. Yeah, they were amazing.
They're so funny together.
Yes.
Brilliant.
I was actually
Yes.
thinking of Scott Galloway when you're talking because he's so passionate about kids online and like mental health. I mean, Kara's more in the sense of like the AI space, right? Like she has her whole thing, especially with her own podcast,
Yeah.
right? But the two of them together, I just freaking love them. And
I
Scott,
love the banter.
the
I know.
banter, I just, yeah, that's
and they
so
have this
real.
like brother sister energy where
They
they like
totally
poke
do.
fun at each other all the time.
He
They're
goes on
great.
the rants. He's taught. They're
Yeah.
just so funny.
Yeah.
but it works. Yes.
Pivot all day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, resounding yes on that for all of us. Okay.
Do you have a dream or a goal that you've never publicly shared?
Oh, I do. Okay, I'm going to do it on this podcast. This
You heard it here first, people.
It's something that I've been wildly insecure about. And it's a life goal. And it's a life skill that I don't know. Like I don't have. I need to learn how to swim.
Oh.
Yeah. And I never talk about it. It never comes up unless like I'm on vacation, which I was just on. I go to my husband, I'm like, I need to learn. He's like, yeah, you do. Yeah, I need to learn how to swim.
I know a couple of other ladies who are like learning how to swim now at this point in
Really?
their life.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I got introduced to
Is there
them.
like an adult class that we can
Yeah,
take together?
yeah,
Please
totally.
introduce us. Yeah. I got to make that happen.
Yep.
You're not alone. Yeah, there are a lot of people. No, but seriously, I mean, there's like one of my
terrified.
ex-colleagues on Twitter. He's like the coolest guy ever, and he was like legit can't swim. So he went to like this. It was like Trinity Bellwood's like public pool or something, and now he's like a great swimmer.
Oh,
but
he
he like
learned?
met some other people in the tech community. He's like, oh yeah, I saw so and so, and it's like it's a thing. So you're not alone.
It's a
Like
thing.
it's more common than you think.
I
So,
know. So
but
one
it's
of
a
my
good
best-
life skill for survival when you're stuck in the ocean.
Yeah.
You need to make a jump.
Which has come up a few times, yeah. But yeah, like one of my best friends, also same. She's like, we've talked about it before. We need to find a class, but I just haven't done it. I got to do that. That's a life goal. Yeah.
Well, oh my God, BTru, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For
That was
today. I love your energy so much.
Oh, ditto.
I feel like you're half interviewing us, and that's okay. Like, I actually love it. Can you join our podcast as our third host? Because you're amazing. Thank you for all of your inspiring words today.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
Oh
I've
my
been looking forward to
gosh.
this.
Well, anytime, you're always welcome back. And we can't wait to watch your journey as it unfolds and see what comes next.
Ditto. I'm so happy you decided to team up and finally do this together.
Thank
This is like,
you.
I'm excited to follow this journey. So please don't ever stop.
We will not.
Don't let anyone disrupt this.
I love
Don't do it.
Thank you, Bridget.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks for joining. We hope you're feeling as inspired as we are to shake things up and drive positive change.
If you like what you heard, don't forget to subscribe and give us our show rating. We'll catch you on the next one.